I bet you didn't know what happens to our consciousness after death, a map that guides the soul through realms of existence. This is the essence of the Tibetan Book of the Dead, a text that has fascinated spiritual seekers and scholars alike for centuries. The Tibetan Book of the Dead, also known as the Bardo Thodol, means liberation through hearing in the intermediate state. It's a sacred Buddhist text, traditionally read aloud to someone who has just passed away. But what makes it so unique? Unlike other spiritual texts that focus on ethical guidelines for the living, this book is a guide for the recently deceased. It navigates the soul through the bardos, or intermediate states, with the aim of reaching liberation or even enlightenment beyond the cycle of rebirth. There are three main bardos, or stages, described in the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Each one represents a different phase in the journey after death. The first bardo, Chikai Bardo. This is the moment of death where the soul encounters the clear light, the pure essence of consciousness. If the deceased recognizes this light as their true nature, they can achieve immediate liberation. The second bardo, Chonyid Bardo. In this stage, the soul experiences various visions, some peaceful, some terrifying. These visions are understood as projections of the mind itself. The teachings encourage recognizing them as illusions, a pathway to liberation. The third bardo, Sidpa Bardo. In this final phase, if liberation has not been achieved, the soul is drawn toward rebirth. This bardo focuses on karmic forces guiding the soul to its next life. The Tibetan Book of the Dead holds powerful teachings that go beyond death itself. At its core, it teaches that all experiences in the bardos are creations of the mind. Recognizing this can help the soul transcend fear and see through the illusions that keep us bound to the cycle of life and death. Key Teaching 1. The illusory nature of reality. The visions we see after death, both beautiful and terrifying, are all projections of our mind. This teaching encourages us to realize that our mind shapes reality even beyond life. Key Teaching 2. Non-duality and clear light. The clear light represents the true, pure state of consciousness. If we can recognize this light as our own nature, we can break free from the cycles of suffering and rebirth. Key Teaching 3. Liberation through recognition. The ultimate goal is to recognize and accept the illusions as aspects of the self. By doing so, the soul can achieve freedom, seeing beyond fear, desire, and attachment. Beyond being a guide for the dead, the Tibetan Book of the Dead also serves as a manual for the living. In Tibetan culture, it is recited during death rituals, helping the soul through the bardos while reminding the living of life's impermanence. In the modern world, the Tibetan Book of the Dead has influenced the way people understand consciousness, mindfulness, and the nature of reality. It's been studied by spiritual teachers, psychologists, and seekers looking for a deeper understanding of death and the self. Why does the Tibetan Book of the Dead continue to resonate in today's world? For many, it offers a unique perspective on life, death, and consciousness, reminding us that everything we experience, even our fears, are part of the mind's projection. Through meditation, compassion, and self-awareness, we can prepare ourselves for both life and death, understanding that the journey to enlightenment transcends the physical world. It's a guide not just for the deceased, but for anyone seeking a deeper, more conscious life. The Tibetan Book of the Dead is more than an ancient text. It's a timeless reminder of the power of the mind, the nature of consciousness, and the journey each soul undertakes. By understanding these teachings, we can learn to live fully, embrace death peacefully, and perhaps even find liberation. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the wisdom of the Tibetan Book of the Dead. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and share to continue exploring spiritual teachings and ancient wisdom with us. Stay connected for more spiritual insights and discussions on consciousness and ancient texts. See you in the next video.